ನಿರ್ವಿಘ್ನಂ ಗುರುವೇ ದೇವ ಸರ್ವ ಕಾರ್ಯಸು ಸರ್ವದಾ ಎಂದನುತ ಯಾವಯ ಜಗತ್ತಿನ ಮಾತಾ ಪಿತೃಗಳಾದಂತಹ ಪಾರ್ವತಿ ಪರಮೇಶ್ವರರ ಅಡಿದಾವರಗಳಿಗೆ ಹೊಂದಿಸಿದ ಬಲರೇ ರುದ್ರ ಅಪ್ಪರೇ ರುದ್ರ ಯಾವಯ ಜಗದೀಶ್ವರನ ಸತಿಯಾದಂತಹ ರಾಕ್ಷಾಯಣಿಯು ತನ್ನ ಪ್ರಾಣವನ್ನೇ ಅಗ್ನಿಹೋಮಕ್ಕೆ ಸಮರ್ಪ ಸಮಯದಲ್ಲಿ ಯಾವಯ ವರಗುರು ಶ್ರೀ ವೀರಭದ್ರನು ಉದ್ಭವಿಸಿದ ರೂಪ ಎಂತೆಂದರೆ ಬಲರೇ ರುದ್ರ ಅಪ್ಪರೇ ರುದ್ರ ಬಲರೇ ರುದ್ರ ಅಪ್ಪರೇ ರುದ್ರ ಬಲರೆ ಬಲರೆ ಬಲ್ ಬಲರೆ ಬಲ್ ಬಲರೆ ರುದ್ರ ಬಲ್ ಬಲರೆ ಬಲ್ ಬಲರೆ ಬಲ್ ಬಲರೆ ರುದ್ರ ಶಿವರುದ್ರ ಮಹಾರುದ್ರ ಶಿವರುದ್ರ ಮಹಾರುದ್ರ ಎಂದೆನ್ನುವ ಕೂಗಿಗೆ ಯಾವ ನಮ್ಮ ಕಡಗಲ ಕಲವೀರಭದ್ರ ಯಾವ ರೀತಿಯಾಗಿ ಬರುತ್ತಿದ್ದಾನೆಂದರೆ ಅರಿದ ತಲೆಗೆ ಕುರಿಯ ತಲೆನಿಟ್ಟಿದ್ದರೆಯೇ ನಿನಗೆ ಯಾರು ಸರಿಯೇ ಸರಿ ಸರಿ ಎನ್ನುವರ ಸಕ್ಕನ್ನು ಮುರಿ ನುಡಿಸಪ್ಪು ವಾದ್ಯ.
Wow. Mesmerizing choreography, the enchanting beats of drums. That was a celebration of rich tapestry of our cultural heritage through the captivating art of folk dance. A big round of applause for all our artists over there. May I now call upon Shri Kirti Pais, the Vice President, IFSC Asia, National Chairman, IMF Sport Climbing, and Advisor, Getna, Government of Karnataka, to come on the stage and make an announcement.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. This is not part of the program, sir, but I think there's something that was missing here, so I thought I should fill that gap. And the most important thing is the athletes. Between the last nationals and this nationals, India has bagged 25 medals internationally. That is something phenomenal. And two people who worked very hard for this, behind the scenes, both of them are here. Now he is the president of the IMF, but as the secretary of the IMF, Colonel Vijay was there whenever the chairman sport climbing needed him. And I'm glad that now you are at the helm of the affairs, sir. I think we can hope for better future for the sport. The second person who is here is Group Captain Tripathi, who took over as the secretary from him. I think during the Asian Games, we had a lot of challenges, and those challenges and issues, people don't get to know. But always, if there's a white line, there are some black marks on this wall. This is what is seen more and is more prominent for some people. But I know how hard it was to convince various authorities to make sure that the team India participated in Asian Games and participated with the best of their abilities. Not to forget the world champion that the South Zone had created, thanks to Brigadier Kumar. Paraclimbing World Championship, first time when they announced that now the champion of the world from India, Sunita, Biman was there, and I'm sure, I wasn't there, but Biman was there. I'm sure these are moments, goosebumps. These are moments where, it propels some of us, like people like me. There are times, sir, that IMF is ridiculed for many reasons. There are times that it is appreciated. But I am sure that next 2 years we'll handhold athletes in the best way possible that we've never done before. And that's an assurance from the IMF, and that's what the President IMF meant when he stood here and said, we will stand by you. And ladies and gentlemen and athletes, I think let us appreciate his gesture with a big round of applause. Is that all that climbers can do? A big round of applause. Thank you. I think we are on time for the finals. I wanted to address this point because you are, sir, opening the competition now. You are going to declare the competition open. And when, in a span of, say, 1.5 years, we have done something phenomenal. And if we can get 25 medals in this 1.5 years, I think we can get much more bigger medals. More important than the medals are the efforts and the results that many of them have given. I don't want to take each one's name, but there are 2, 3 who were phenomenal. Chinka is here. You were fantastic. You were fantastic. When you got that result at the world level, you instilled faith, among the Indian athletes. Hats off to you, and you have also inspired me. I think that is one performance that I will always remember. I should also think of Aman and Bharat, who have broken the ceiling, the glass ceiling. And I also mentioned that next 3 years, India will be at the world top 20. That's an assurance that I'm giving, and I'm sure these people will reach there. The men team, I'm very confident. I think women are catching up with them, but the men team are there, sir. In the next 3 years, you will see them in the top 20. And for athletes, the senior athletes, they know if you are in the top 20, it's anybody's game. It's just a matter of time. In any one of the competitions, you lead the podium. And I'm again assuring you on behalf of the IMF that we will stand by you, we will handhold you, we will do whatever is possible in the ambit of our rules to push you, and so that the country gets more medals and we create a good ecosystem. I would request President IMF to come over and declare the competition open. I also request the Chairman South Zone, the Vice President IMF, Group Captain Tripathi, West Zone Chairman, Madam Saraswati, to please come over the stage. We still have about 7 minutes. We will not be late. I think this will take 2-3 minutes. Please bear with us. So, you have to declare the competition is open, and I'll ask Madam Saraswati to turn it to the only ward now. To turn the placard. 2 minutes. Sir. Poster? Okay. So you have to announce. Ma'am, please come, sir.
I declare 27th Sport Climbing National Championship 2023 open.
That was a shout out to all our climbers who put us on the world map. 3 cheers.
Thank you.
So now we come to another important part of our event, our program, and I take pleasure to introduce Brigadier Kishan Kumar, Aviation Chairman, South Zone, Indian Mountaineering Foundation. Brigadier Kumar is the Chairman, South Zone of the Indian Mountaineering Foundation and the Senior Instructor in the Army's High Altitude Warfare School, Gulmarg. He was Director of Army Adventure Wing. He has participated in many national and international expeditions, including Everest. A big round of applause to Brigadier Kumar. Sir.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. It's my privilege to thank Commissioner Youth Empowerment and Sports, Director General Ghetna itself, who have been virtually providing us all kind of support, material, men, and expertise. Of course, you all are aware of that, but formally, I must thank them. I am thankful to Colonel Vijay Singh, who has come all the way from Delhi even though his schedule is very busy there, but he found time to be amongst us, and it really helps us, motivates us to do our best. Thank you very much, sir. I thank Mr. Vijay Raghavan, Vice President IMF, for sparing his time and being present here right from the beginning, rather initial stages of planning onward, until I'm sure till this championship gets completed, he'll be here. He'll be providing us guidance. I'm thankful to Saraswati Madam, who spared her time, who's come all the way from Bombay to really share her expertise with us and help us in overcoming so many challenges in this championship. I'm thankful to GC member, Group Captain Tripathi and Mr. Wallenberg, though he hijacked the train and he arrived here 5 hours late, but nonetheless, you will definitely share the expertise with me, and I thank you very much for that. I thank all the participants, their parents, their supporter, their support team, all of them who have reached here, made the effort to come here. Thank you for your presence. Without your presence, probably this championship would not have been held at all. And I must thank in advance all the organizers, all the technical staff, technical support people who have come from various corners of the country to help South Zone in conducting the national championship. Thank you very much. If I have forgotten anybody, kindly excuse me for that. But definitely, I am here for next 2 days. I'll remember them and I'll thank. I'm from bottom of my heart. I'm thanking everybody for your efforts, for your help, for your being present here and encouraging us to do our best. Thank you very much. Jai Hind.
Thank you so much, Brigadier Kumar, sir, for such a warm vote of thanks. As we embark on this thrilling journey together, let us savor every moment of competition and appreciate the indomitable spirit that resides in each athlete. So let the competition begin. May the climbers scale new summits, break records, and create memories that will echo through the annals of sport climbing history. Best of luck to all the participants, and may the spirit of fair play and sportsmanship guide us throughout this championship. I, Sheelan Mishra, sign off from the inaugural program of 27th National Sports Championship. And thank you so much for being a wonderful audience, and let the climbing commence. So now we begin with the sub-junior finals, boys and girls category for the lead competition.
Hello.
Thank you, everyone.
Hello. 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 Hello, hello. Hello, hello. Hello. So shortly we will start with final of sub-junior girls in lead and sub-junior boys in lead climbing competition. And the first competitor is Tawang from Sikkim, Northeast. And in girls category, sub-junior girls category, the participant is Ansi from Manipur. Hello. 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 Huh? Hello. 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 Check. Check. In sub-junior girls category,
Check.
the next climber is Abhilasha Kumari Thakur, bib number 134, Sikkim, Northeast.
Check. Hello. Check. Check.
The next climber is the climber climbing is Kishan, bib number 115 from Manipur, Northeast. Judge Rohit, please report at judges table. Rohit.
Hello. 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 Next climber in sub-junior boys category, Khaba Hang Rai, bib number 116, from Sikkim, Northeast Zone.
The next climber in sub-junior girls category is Dadap, bib number 141, Meghalaya Northeast.
Next climber of sub-junior boys category, Krishna Ji, bib number 117 from Karnataka, South Zone.
On number 4, for sub-junior girls lead final competition, the climber is Nandini Singh, bib number 149, Jharkhand East Zone.
Next climber, sub-junior boys final. Veda Sudama, bib number 131 from Tamil Nadu, South Zone.
And the climber is Gargi Jadhav, bib number 142, Karnataka, South Zone. Gargi Jadhav. On number 6, for sub-junior girls final, the climber is Sharayu Hande from Maharashtra West Zone. Beep number 156, Sharayu Hande.
Next climber, sub-junior boys final, Neil Warke, bib number 121 from Maharashtra, West Zone.
Spot number 7 for sub-junior girls final. The climber is Ziza Malve. Beep number 144, Maharashtra West Zone. Ziza Malve.
The next climber, sub-junior boys final, Prayag Ambeti, bib number 122 from Maharashtra West Zone.
Hello, there's an announcement. A vehicle number UK 071814. Anybody who is the owner of this vehicle, please report to the mic. On sequence number 8 for sub-junior girls final, the climber is Sangeeta Tiyu, bib number 152 Jharkhand. East Zone, Sangeeta TU.
Next climber, sub-junior boys final, Rajvardhan Shedge, bib number 124 from Maharashtra West Zone.
Imagine yourself exploring the stunning cityscape of Dubai, soaking up the warm winter sun, and creating memories
On number 9 in sub-junior girls final lead climbing competition, the climber is Amaira Khosla, beep number 135, Delhi North Zone. Amaira. On bib number 10 for sub-junior girls final lead climbing competition, the climber is Arshia Banu Pir Saab Nawar, bib number 138, Karnataka South Zone, Arshia Banu. And the last climber of sub-junior girls final round, final lead competition on sequence number 11. The climber is Savitri Samat, beep number 154, Jharkhand.
The next climber
East
is
zone.
from sub-junior boys
Savita
lead final.
Savitri.
Dhanuj J from Karnataka, South Zone, bib number 111.
Savitri Samat.
The next climber, sub-junior boys lead final, Amar Khandalwal, bib number 107 from Jharkhand, East Zone.
The NADA presentation is about to start. Request all the athletes to come forward, and if parents also can join, please come forward. All the parents, if you are here, please do join.
In all the anti-doping mechanisms and processes, NADA stands with the athletes like a friend and a guide. In case they have queries about substances and methods, experts from NADA are just a phone call away. If athletes run into issues, NADA provides a fair injunction process that protects the rights of all athletes. From the first whistle to the final buzzer in any athlete's life, NADA is there every step of the way to strengthen the shared commitment and vision of dope-free sports. After all, it's all about fair play.
Hello.
Good evening, everybody. I am Dr. Honnamurthy, Lead Dope Control Officer from NADA. Today, you all here to have an education and awareness program regarding the anti-doping awareness program or a workshop, right? Hope you are all exhausted by playing the game, and you want to go home now, isn't it? It's already late. Yes, you can spare another 10-15 minutes or half an hour, okay, with the videos, right? NADA is a National Anti-Doping Agency, which comes under Ministry of Youth and Sports, right? Next slide. The NADA, hope all of you have registered with this online registration. The QR code which was provided already. If you are not registered, you can still enter manually in the sheets. Right. Next slide. So the NADA encourages clean sport. Why do we need a clean sport? Clean sport which promotes the values of honesty, commitment, your patience, perseverance, effort, community, growth, health, service, self-reliance, positivity, friendship, self-control, inclusion, respect, fairness, and openness. So many. So this is a clean sport which promotes all these values. Once a sportsman have all these values, automatically he will be encouraged. He will be fulfilled with his achievement. Next slide. What is doping? The main thing is anti-doping awareness program. What is doping? Doping matlab kya hai? Doping means if at all, if any substance, a banned substance or a prohibited substance, if it is consumed by an athlete, which increases the performance of the sport, which enhances the performance of the sport, then that substance is called as doping, or that's a banned, the prohibited substance, and that is called as doping. That is called as doping. If it is defined as occurrence of one or more ADRVs, anti-doping rule violations. Anti-doping rule violations. There are 11 anti-doping rule violations. All 11 anti-doping rule violations apply to the athletes. All 11 anti-doping rule violations apply to the athletes. And a few of them, they apply to athlete support personnel, the parents, and coach. Next slide. Next slide. Anti-doping system, which National Anti-Doping Agency is an autonomous body under the Ministry of Youth Affairs and Sports, Government of India. NADA implements the anti-doping program in India. NADA implements the anti-doping program in India and works towards promoting clean sport practices across the country. WADA is the global regulator for anti-doping. WADA, World Anti-Doping Agency, is a global regulator for anti-doping, and WADA coordinates the development of World Anti-Doping Code. World Anti-Doping Code, and the code is globally recognized and ensures that anti-doping rules and programs are implemented consistently across the world. So the WADA has a WADA code, and that code is a globally accepted, which will be followed by the respective NADOs, National Anti-Doping Organizations. What substances are banned? As I told that a substance on consumption, any substance on consumption which enhances the performance of the sport, that substance, if it is consumed, it is called doping, and this substance is a banned substance. It is a prohibited substance. So what are the substances and methods are banned? So there's a list of substances and methods which state the substance which methods are banned in the sport. There are a list of substances and methods which are banned in the sports. The banned substances and methods are placed in the categories based on their effect of application. For example, there are so many substances like steroids. They are anabolic agents or a stimulant or a gene doping. So these are the substance, a banned substance which comes into this category, and they can be prohibited. They are categorized into three types. That is banned substance or prohibited substance, which cannot be taken at all times, any time during his career. If the substance, there are certain substances, if those substances are taken, then he will have a suspension. Then it is called as a doping. And there are substances which should not be taken during in competition period only. And the period commences from 11:59 p.m. on the day before a competition through the end of the competition, and any sample collection process. That is, there are substances which has to be avoided during in competition only. And there are substances only with particular sports. There are certain particular sports, in these particular sports, and there are prohibited substances. So the prohibited substances has three categories. The substances which are banned all the times, okay, at all time, at any time, the substances should not be taken. And only on substances which have to be taken only during in competition, or the substances which cannot be taken on particular sports. These substances, prohibited substances, are listed in the WADA website. The substances which can be checked, which are listed in the WADA website, and it is updated every year. It is updated in the October of every year and comes effective in the 1st January of the following year. So the prohibited substance list can be obtained from WADA website, and this list is updated every year. The list comes out in the October and it will be effective from the 1st January of the coming year. Right. Next slide. So the testing process, which is an athlete who is competing at the national or an international level is subjected to doping control. And all the athletes, national and international levels, they are subjected to the doping controls and can be tested at any time or anywhere. And he can be tested by NADOs, international federations, and major event organizations. He can be tested by NADOs, international federations, and major event organizations. And 2 types of samples are being collected. One is urine, another is blood sample. The urine and blood samples are being taken for testing. Next slide. So doping control process, it has 11 steps. What are the 11 steps? The first step is athlete selection. The athlete is selected. Okay. Athlete is selected and the athlete is notified. So once he is notified, he is requested, he is informed to report to the dope control station. Then he chooses a vessel, the urine vessel, if he is giving a urine, or if it's a blood, again the containers of blood will be chosen, and the sample is provided, and the volume of the urine is minimum 90 ml of the volume which is required. The sample is split and it is sealed, and then the specific gravity of the sample is measured, and it is completing the doping control form, and the sample is be analyzed, which can be seen in later slides. Next slide. Here, the first thing is athlete selection. Athlete can be selected for doping control at any time, at any place. Okay. So selection may occur in 3 ways. The 3 ways are: one is the medal, depending upon the type of medal, gold, silver, or bronze. And the second category on random basis. The random basis is the chit will be picked up by the respective coach or team manager, or by target, by name of the athlete. So an athlete will be selected in 3 different ways: based on their medal, or based on the random, or on the target, their name or the target. Okay, target depending upon the previous history. So once the athlete selection is done, so he will be notified. Notified means what? So once the event is finished, the athlete will be accompanied by the doping control officer or a chaperone. He will be asked to sign a form where the form contains the roles and responsibilities of an athlete. So once an athlete is notified, he is going to put a signature on the form, and it is understood that he knows the roles and responsibilities. We are going to see what are the roles and responsibilities of athlete in the next slide. Once the athlete is notified, he has to immediately report to the doping control station without wasting time. Only for a valid reason he can report late. What are these valid reasons? I will tell you later. So once he is notified, he will immediately report to the doping control station. So at the doping control station, he will be asked to choose a vessel. If he is giving a urine, he will be asked to choose a vessel. He can choose a vessel, and if at all, giving a blood sample, a blood container will be chosen by the athlete. Next slide. Once the vessel is chosen, the athlete will be providing the sample. The urine is provided under the witness of DCO or the chaperone, if a blood is there, blood collection officer will collect the blood, right? And once the urine is given, minimal volume of urine is 90 ml. Minimal volume of urine is 90 ml. And if he is not fulfilling that volume, he may be requested to wait until the volume is fulfilled or if the volume is given. Next slide. Once the 90 ml of the urine is ready, and this will be split into two different containers. Two containers naming sample A and sample B. Sample A and sample B. In two different containers, the urine will be transferred, and in B bottle 30 ml will be transferred and the A bottle 60 ml will be transferred, and B bottle is a reserve bottle, a reserve sample, where A bottle sample will be analyzed once it reaches the laboratories. It will be kept as it is, and it will be on request of the athlete, it will be tested if at all, if athlete gets a positive result. And once the sample is split, it will be sealed. It will be sealed, the sample will be sealed, and the athlete will seal both the sample A and B bottles in a tamper-proof bottles. Slide. And it will be sent to the laboratory. Once it is sealed, the specific gravity of the urine will be measured. So, what is specific gravity? Specific gravity means the components which are present in the urine, or in simpler way, if the urine is just like a water, it is not suitable for analysis. The athlete will be asked to give one more sample. The specific gravity is tested, and if it is suitable, if the specific gravity is okay, then the sample is fit for analysis, then it will be packed. If it is not fit for analysis, again your athlete has to give one more sample. Once the specific gravity is over, there is a form, dope control form, where the athlete has to enter all his details, and if at all, if he has taken any medications, any supplements, or any blood transfusion, whatever he has done, he needs to write over there, and an area where there is a area where he needs to put a comment on dope control process also. Right? He is to complete that form, and after completing the form, he will also get a copy of it, and then these packed samples will be sent to the laboratory, NDTL, NADA, that is National Doping Control Laboratories. Okay. So where the sample will be analyzed. The bottles are tamper-proof. Once they are packed, once they are sealed, it cannot be opened manually. It will be opened under the machine only, so it cannot be opened manually. Right. Next slide. Slide number 2. Video. So dope test procedures, as I explained, the different dope test procedures, you can go through these videos.
To ensure fair play in sports, athletes competing at the international and national level may be tested anytime, anywhere. Dope tests are carried out in accordance with the WADA code. For dope testing in India, NADA is the nodal agency that prepares dope testing plan post assessing the risks involved in different sports or disciplines for effective deterrence. Athletes are selected for testing based on the test distribution plan prepared by NADA. A doping control officer, DCO, or chaperone notifies the athlete of their selection immediately after competition.
This is notification.
The athlete must report to the dope control station immediately.
Reports to the doping control station.
The athlete is asked to provide a minimum of 90 ml
urine sample is collected under direct supervision
of a DCO or chaperone of the same gender. The urine is split into
two bottles, bottle A and bottle B.
Post completion of documentation, the sample is then transported.
The packed bottles are sent to the WADA laboratories.
For out-of-station competition testing, NADA may ask any athlete in its register.
Even the sample is collected from out competition.
Accurate and current whereabouts information that may include details such as home address, work schedule, training venues and schedule, and competition schedule. Anything which will help a DCO find the athlete on any given day. Failure to do so may be considered an anti-doping rule violation and result in sanctions. In addition, out-of-competition testing is also performed in various sports training locations where athletes train through the year and prepare for future events and competitions.
Athlete is notified. So as I said, he will be asked to sign a form. In that form, once he signs, it indicates that he knows the roles and responsibilities, the rights and responsibility of an athlete. What are the rights and responsibility of an athlete? The rights during an in and out competition of an athlete is he can have an representative to accompany. So if an athlete is a minor, he can have his parents, coach or athlete support personnel. He can have a representative to accompany to the dope control station for the process of sample giving. And he can have an interpreter if there is a difficulty in language. If there is a difficulty in language, he can have an interpreter also, right? And he can ask for an additional information for doping control procedures. If he feels that there is some process which he has not understood during doping control process, he can ask for additional information what is that process. And he can request for necessary modification of sample collection if the athlete is disabled. If the disability is there for athlete, he can ask for necessary modification in the sample collection. And any concern with regard to doping control process in the doping control form also you can mention. And request the B sample. As I told, there are two sample bottles are there, A bottle and B bottle. And the sample which is collected in the A bottle will be tested and used for in the laboratory and testing the various parameters, right? The B bottle is kept as it is, and an athlete can request the B sample to be analyzed to confirm a positive test. If at all, if a sample gets positive, the B sample, reserve sample will be there. Athlete has a right to request that B sample analysis once again, right? A fair hearing in accordance with the World Anti-Doping Agency code will be there, a WADA code will be there, and request a delay in reporting to doping control station for valid reasons. As I told, an athlete can request a delay in reporting to the dope control stations. And under what circumstances? If at all, if an athlete is having a medal ceremony, the delay will be accepted. He can complete the medal ceremony and then come to the dope control station, right? Or if at all, if athlete wants to attend a media, he can attend the media and then come to the dope control station, right? And if at all, if an athlete is over-exhausted after the event, he can request a time to cool down, to come to back normal, and can report to the dope control stations. Only under these circumstances, delay in reporting to the dope control station is accepted. Under any other circumstances, if it is a delayed, it will be marked as anti-doping rule violation, anti-doping rule violations. And what are the responsibility of the athlete? These are the rights of an athlete. These are rights of an athlete. Athlete should know all these rights and he can request for these rights. What are the responsibilities? Responsibilities that to be aware of and comply with the anti-doping policies and rules adopted pursuant to the WADA code. He should stick on to the WADA code and to be available for sample collection he should be available for sample collection immediately. After notifying, immediately should be available for sample collection in case of in competition or out competition. And there's one more set of, that is the RTP, registered testing pool. He can be available in a time slot of 60 minutes, right? And he should be responsible for what they ingest. The athlete is a sole responsible. Athlete is a sole responsible. Nobody else is responsible if any substance is consumed and if it is tested positive. The athlete is a whole responsible. Nobody, even parent, even the coach, athlete support personnel is not at all responsible. Athlete is a sole responsible for the substance which he has consumed, and if the substance is prohibited, then he'll be tested positive, right? So this is a responsibility of the athlete. Before consuming anything, you make sure that it doesn't contain any banned substance or prohibited substance. And inform the medical personnel and their obligations not to use the prohibited substance. Inform the medical person and their personnel of their obligations not to use the prohibited substance, and methods when receiving medical treatment to avoid violation of anti-doping policies and rules pursuant to the WADA code. And cooperate with NADA or international federations or other recognized compliant international doping programs. These are the responsibilities of an athlete. They should know it, and it is their responsibility. Okay, next slide. Video you can play. The roles and responsibility of an athlete.
As per the WADA code, a violation occurs whether or not the athlete intentionally or unintentionally, knowingly or unknowingly used a prohibited substance. Ignorance is not an excuse. Therefore, it is important that the athletes know their rights and responsibilities. Athletes should be aware of and comply with the anti-doping rules. Be aware of prohibited substances and methods as per latest prohibited list. Be available for and comply with sample collection procedures. Remain in sight of the officials all the time until the sample has been collected. Report to the doping control station within reasonable time. Handle and control the sample until it is sealed in the sample collection equipment. Check the seal of sample collection kit and ensure it is secure and identified. Declare the details of medication and supplements if being used. Check all information is accurate, complete and signed. Athletes have the right to nominate a representative of their choice to accompany them to the doping control station. Request all necessary information regarding the sample collection procedure. Request a delay in reporting to the doping control station or leave the doping control station once they have reported with the consent of a doping control official, while at all time in full view of the chaperone for valid reasons. Request modifications to standard sample collection procedures. This will be recorded on the doping control form and only applies to athletes with disability. The support staff are responsible for assisting NADA in implementing doping control program and influencing their athletes to adopt clean behavior to foster anti-doping attitudes in sports.
So as I said in the previous, there are anti-doping rule violations, ADRVs. If one or more ADRVs is done, then sanctions may occur. So as I said, there are 11 anti-doping rule violations. What are these 11 anti-doping rule violations? The presence of a substance, the presence of a prohibited substance, it is also anti-doping rule violation. It is a rule violation. And use of the prohibited or banned substance or a banned method or method use also is a ADRV. Evasion, whereabout failures, tampering, possession, trafficking, transporting from one place to another place. Administration to the athlete, somebody is administering to the athlete. Complicity, helping someone to dope or helping someone to cover up the doping, or prohibited association, working with or seeking help services from someone who is serving a period of ineligibility. And discourage or retaliate means actions that frighten someone from reporting to the doping controls or doping agencies, acts of revenge against those who have reported. So these are 11 anti-doping rule violations. All 11 anti-doping rule violations apply to athletes. A few of them apply to the coach, apply to the athlete support personnel also. Next slide. So there are anti-doping articles. Article number 1. Accordingly, the suspensions will be given, the sanctions will be given, and the player will be prohibited from the game. For example, if an athlete is having a substance, the presence of a prohibited substance, if it is found that the athlete is having that substance, he may be sanctioned a ban for up to 4 years. He cannot play any game up to 4 years. He cannot play any game up to 4 years. This applies to only athletes. And 2.2, use of an prohibited substance. Use of a prohibited substance. So if an athlete uses a prohibited substance, a ban of 4 years will be done. 4 years he will be banned from the game. It also only for athletes. And if he is refusing or failing to submit or evading to submit the sample, again that is also ADRV, he will be sanctioned or a ban for 4 years from the sport. And if there is a whereabout failures, so whereabout failures will be filled by the RTP athletes, the elite athletes, where they have an option or they are registered testing pool. They can mention. So in RTP athletes, they will giving their information where they are present, and they will be giving a time slot of 60 minutes for sample collection, for testing, right? So if they are failed to update the whereabouts in the website, again it leads to anti-doping rule violation. Any combination of 3 missed tests or a filling test will lead to 1 anti-doping rule violation in a 12-month period. And a tampering, if there is a tampering, again 4 years ban will be there. Previous slide. 4 years ban will be there, where it applies to athlete support personnel or other person. Tampering is there, it applies to athlete support personnel or other person. And if an athlete is possessing the prohibited substance, and he will be banned for 4 years. And if an athlete is a trafficking or attempted trafficking of prohibited substance, he will be banned for 4 years or up to a lifetime, depending upon the type of substance is being trafficked. And administration or attempted administration of the prohibited substance will lead to a ban of 4 years or a lifetime. And if he is assisting or encouraging the athlete to take the prohibited substance, again a 2 years ban will be there or a lifetime ban will be there. And associating in professional sport related covering up or any other type of intentional complicity, attempted complicity involving anti-doping rule violation, again it leads to 2 years or lifetime ban from the sport. And if he is there in acts of threaten or seek to intimate other, or other, if it discourages others to report that somebody is doping, that is also an anti-doping rule violation, and there will be 2 years ban or up to a lifetime ban will be there. So you can see there all these 11 anti-doping rule violations, anti-doping articles 2.1 to 2.11 will apply to athletes. All 11 anti-doping rule violations will apply to athletes. And few you can see that it also applied to the coach, athlete support personnel, and others, if at all, if they are related to the athletes. Next slide.
agency or WADA code provides a framework for an anti-doping policies, rules and regulations to ensure a level playing field for all athletes worldwide. In India, the code is enforced by the National Anti-Doping Agency or NADA. The code defines doping as an occurrence of one or more of the following anti-doping rule violations. Presence of a prohibited substance in an athlete's sample. Use or attempted use of prohibited substances. Evading or refusing to submit to sample collection by an athlete. Failure to file whereabouts information by an athlete, that is, when an athlete misses 3 tests within 12 months. Tampering or attempted tampering with any part of the doping control process by athlete or other person such as a coach. Possession of a prohibited substance. Trafficking of prohibited substance. For instance, if a coach orders a large quantity of banned substances online with an intent to distribute it among his team, he may be sanctioned for attempted trafficking. Administration or attempted administration. Complicity or attempted complicity. Prohibited association, that is, professional association with any person found guilty of doping, and acts by an athlete or other person to discourage or retaliate against, reporting to authorities, etc. Helping the spirit of Khelo India, NADA makes sure
All these are anti-doping rule violations. This is as I told, the elite athletes have an RTP, that is a registered testing pool. They need to update their whereabouts, right? So where they are staying, where they are practicing, and what is their time slot for sample collection. Every 3 months, before 3 months, okay, quarterly, they have to update their whereabouts. If they are not updating their whereabouts, if at all, if an dope control officer comes for sample collection at the respective address where he has mentioned, if he is not available there, then it leads to anti-doping rule violations. If there's a 3 anti-doping rule violations like that, missed test like that, then it leads to ban or suspension. Next slide. And this is one of the important thing is therapeutic use exemption. You see, under medical conditions, some medicines has to be taken under medical conditions. If at all, if these medicines are banned or prohibited, then he has an option where he can get an exemption from that. That is called as a therapeutic use exemption. Therapeutic use exemption. So the athlete can approach the doctor with the doctor's report. With the help of the coach, he can request for the consuming a prohibited substance because of medical condition. Okay, this can be applied 30 days before, and on applying within 21 days, he will get a letter, an approval letter where he can use that substance. Okay, that is called as therapeutic use exemption. Under a medical condition, if an athlete needs to take a medicine or a substance which is banned or prohibited, then he has to fill up the therapeutic use exemption TUV form, get an approval from concerned NADOs, and then if at all if he has taken that, then that drug will be exempted from his testing. Next slide. And the form can be downloaded from the NADA website. Next slide. No videos. We just go to this slide. No videos. I think I have explained.
Or therapeutic use
So in between, if you have any questions, you can clarify those
to use a substance or method from the WADA's
questions.
prohibited list for treatment of an illness or condition. The TUE allows the athlete to compete without invoking.
If you have any questions, you can ask. Next slide. Next slide. There's one more app, very, very important is, there's a Know Your Medicine app. the app which is available. You can download that app, okay, in the Play Store. And this app gives a clear information about the substances which are prohibited or banned. After downloading this app, you can just type the name of the medicine or a substance which you want to take. Then it clearly shows that whether it is allowed or not, right? This is a very beautiful app which is developed by NADA and which is a very useful for all the athletes, athlete support personnel and the coach also. Okay, you can download it on the Android mobile phone. It is very simple, very easy and very helpful. Next. There are so many social links which you can directly get associated with the NADA. NADA website has so many things where you can get associated with them and can have more information. Next slide. Before concluding my overall talk, I want to ask you if you have any doubts, you can ask me. Exhausted. No, even kids are also not exempted. Kids are also not exempted. Yes. What? Yes. Whatever the, whenever giving any, and one more important thing, NADA or WADA will not certify any of the supplements. Supplements are not at all encouraged by NADA or WADA. And NADA or WADA is not going to consider any supplements. If at all, if a supplement contains any prohibited substance, that is the sole responsibility of the athlete. Athlete only. Okay. Whoever consumed, he is the one responsible for that. Then before taking a supplement, you need to check the ingredients of the supplement. Make sure that it doesn't contain any prohibited substance. Then only it has to be consumed by the athlete. Otherwise, it is the responsibility of. That's why NADA or WADA will not certify any of the supplements. It encourages for natural diet. Natural diet. He will not encourage for supplements. Yeah, please. It is not available in the iPhone version. Shortly, it will be made available in the iPhone. It is available in the Android. Thank you one and all for hearing about the anti-awareness doping programs. That depends upon the athlete's history, what has to be taken, whether the urine has to be taken or the blood has to be taken. That will be decided by the NADA. The result will be same. There are different components which are found in the urine. There are different components which are found in the blood. Know your medicine. Know your medicine.
Hello. On behalf of Gaetna and Indian Mountaineering Foundation, I thank Dr. Hunamurthy from NADA who came here and gave the presentation. I am aware that all the climbers who have been taking part in the competition since morning were tired, but still he has done what is needed for us and it is for our benefit. So I once again thank him on behalf of Gaetna and Indian Mountaineering Foundation. All the technical officials have to wait here for meeting after this.